Alright guys, first of all, welcome to the 30-day at-home boot camp. Now, in this course of 30 days, there are going to be some drills that you can definitely take to the range if you're able to do that. But if you're not able to do that, you can do a lot of this, all of this, at home. I did make a suggestion that if anybody wants to, you can go on Amazon or possibly go to a sporting goods store and pick up some of these foam balls. They're great for practice. You can use them indoor, and if you have a little carpet somewhere and a sheet or a blind or a couch or something that you can make a little bit of contact with the foam ball, it's not gonna knock anything down in your house. So we're going to, in this first session today, we're going to focus on a couple of things that are pretty fundamental to the square-to-square swing. So this might seem a little rudimentary to some of you who are really familiar with the square-to-square swing, but I think it'll be still a really good refresher for you to go through some of these things and pay attention to some of these things. If some of this stuff is confusing or you're unsure about it as you're listening to it, definitely, because you have access to the square-to-square swing ebook, definitely go through that and pick up some things that you might have missed the first time through it, or if you haven't read it yet, it's a great time to get a refresher on that. So let's get into it. The first session, I just want to have you guys get a really solid foundation. And we're going to start with the foundation. For the foundation, we're going to start with our feet. So as many of you know, in the square-to-square swing, it's very important that the trail leg is braced. And the reason we do that is because we don't want to shift a lot off the ball. If we shift a lot off the ball, then we're going to have to time up the shift coming through impact, and that's also going to throw off our swing arc and our radius. So we want to get that trail side, or for me as a right-handed player, my right foot braced like it's in a starter's block, kind of just pressed in on the instep, right here on the ball of my right foot and the heel of my right foot, pressing on that inside. And if I do that, it brings my knee inside my foot and it keeps me from drifting off the ball and losing my balance on the backswing. So number one, in the foundation of the setup, I want to get that trail side really braced. Once I feel like I've got that, I'm going to set the handle forward in a position that would allow for, and I've got a pitching wedge here, this is a great club for us to use in these first few sessions. I'd like to get the handle forward enough to allow for solid contact. And by that I mean that if I have the handle straight up and down, or the shaft straight up and down, the touch point, or the place where the ball strikes the club head, is at about the second groove. So in order to have sweet spot contact, that handle has to be forward enough so that I can hit the third or fourth groove on the club. That'll make it so that I don't have to go down into the ground to get the club under the ball to get sweet spot contact. So once the trail side's braced, the handle's forward in position for solid contact, and now I can get both hands on the club, and I should feel like I'm in an athletic and balanced position, again with that trail side braced. Okay, so without a ball first, in this first session, we can go through the whole drill without a ball. We're going to get into the swing, braced, handle forward enough so that I can touch the back of the ball to the third or fourth groove on the pitching wedge. We're going to turn back, but we're going to do this really, really well because we've got 30 days to dial this in. So we're going to do this really, really well. We're going to just turn our upper body, so we're going to feel like our arms and the club and our hands are all like in a straight jacket. And we're just going to turn our upper body so that the club head goes to about knee high. So once the club's in that position and everything is still intact, I haven't done anything with my hands and arms, the club face is still very square to the arc. The shaft, the club head's about knee high, the shaft isn't quite parallel. I haven't hinged my wrist or opened the face. I'm going to turn back with my shoulders, back to the impact position, and then I'm going to turn through and get the club head to about knee high again. At this point in this drill, about 90% of the pressure or the weight is going to be on our lead foot. So we're going to do it again. We're going to get braced, set the handle in position so that we can catch about the third or fourth groove. We're going to turn back, and we're just going to go to about knee high, and we're going to turn through, all the way through now this time, to about knee high. The club head should never go, in this drill, never go above your knee. We're going to come back to the beginning, brace that trail side so we don't drift off the ball, set the handle for a sweet spot contact, turn back, turn through. And now we can go a little faster, brace the trail side, set the handle, turn back, turn through. As we're doing this, we can be conscious of where that club might be brushing the carpet. So if the club's brushing the carpet too far before the ball, that probably means we just need to get our pressure, our weight more on our lead foot so we can move that low point more forward. So again, brace the trail side, set the handle for sweet spot contact, turn back, now turn through. We're going to do it again a little bit more seamless. Brace, set, turn, turn. Again, brace, set, turn, turn. And now we're just going to start going through it. Each time we do it, we're making sure that our alignments from address maintain on the backswing and on the through swing. We're going to be conscious of where the club is brushing the turf, and we can start to pick up a little bit of speed here. If at any point you see that club head go up above your kneecap on the through swing or above your knee on the backswing, stop it, start it over, and go again. So again, it's brace, set, turn, turn, brace, set, turn, turn. Just maintaining all these alignments each time until this feels really good. The club head's moving at a consistent rate with the sternum, with the upper body, turning back, turning through, turning back, turning through, turning back, turning through, turning back, turning through. Okay, now I'm starting to get a little bit, not winded, but a little bit sore, kind of. I can feel I'm rotating around my lead foot, I'm bent over in my posture, so I'm going to take a little break. I think this is a great time for us to take a little break. I'm not going to do every single drill with you to completion, but especially in these first couple videos, I want to make sure that you really, really get the idea of what our intention is, and you can follow along with me to make sure that you're doing it exactly right. For those of you who signed up for the weekly coaching call, the Skype call, so that we can make sure that you're doing everything right, I think that's going to be really, really valuable for you. If you haven't signed up for that and you still want to be sure that you're getting it right, feel free to shoot me a text, a swing video text, if you have any questions or if you're really struggling and you just can't get this to happen. But we're starting at this really small scale because it's an area where I know we can all get it right, and because we've got a ton of time. We've got 30 whole days. We've got 30 sessions to get this right. So let's do a couple more. We're just going to get set up, and remember, we're going to brace that trail leg. That's going to put the pressure on the inside part of the trail foot. My trail knee is going to come inside of my trail foot. Then I'm going to put the handle in a position. Remember, the reason I'm doing this, I'm getting the handle in a position for sweet spot contact. So now, without digging down under the ball, I can touch at the sweet spot, or the third or fourth groove on my pitching wedge. So braced, set the handle, turning back, club head staying at about knee height, turning through, club head at knee height, and once I've done a couple small ones where it's just my upper torso turning the club back and through, I'm not doing anything with my hands and arms. Once I've done a few of those and I'm feeling that it's just my torso, I can start making this motion a few times just back and through without starting and stopping, turning back, turning through. That is the foundation for impact. That's the foundation for solid contact with the square-to-square swing, where we're setting the radius of the swing at the very beginning, and we're turning back and turning through. This is going to guarantee that we don't have a bunch of random club head movement, a bunch of opening and closing, and a bunch of flipping going on through impact. Okay, so I suggest that this drill, this is already a really good start, but if you've got time, do this drill at least 10 minutes. So we've already done a few minutes here, right? But you could set a stopwatch and say, maybe give yourself a few hours and come back to it. Set a stopwatch for 10 minutes and say, you know what? I'm just gonna do this drill. I'm not gonna, wear myself out or hurt my back or anything. I'm gonna do this drill for 10 minutes, taking a break whenever I need to, and at the end of that 10 minutes, I guarantee you're gonna be a machine. Now, I've done this now like a million times, so it's pretty easy for me. I just get up there and do it. But at some point in this process, you're gonna start to really tune into that sensation and really understand that feeling. And when that starts happening, it's gonna make everything else in the swing easier. So, first of all, or finally maybe I should say, thank you for signing up for this class. It's going to be really fun for me. I've never done anything like this where I've coached every single day for 30 days straight. So I'm really going to enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. As we go, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm here to help you guys. And yeah, let's see what we can get done in 30 days.